Well done, Atletico. That was a good one. Now, as for those of you who were criticizing me for saying that Atletico has the advantage of qualifying over Barcelona. Now, how is the market? So you can see that people like us, I'm just an Africa pundit. I am just a sport analyst. And I don't give my opinion based on sentiment. No, we give breakdown. We give accurate breakdown. We look at history before giving our prediction or before giving our opinion. We don't just cite our opinion based on sentiment or based on selfish reasons. No. Well, as for those of you who are eager of getting accurate prediction concerning football, you can chat me up with my WhatsApp number that you can see on the screen right now. And I'm going to leave the number in the comment section. Because I said it plainly that Barcelona have never defeated Atletico when it comes to the Champions League. And I even quoted the past that there have been several occasions that they have met, that in the 2014 they met in the quarterfinal, and also the 2016 they also met in the quarterfinal. And in these two meetings, Atletico knocked Barcelona out. They kicked them out. And now this is the third time that they are meeting in the quarterfinal in the Champions League. And they have defeated Barcelona 2-0 at the Camp Nou. So you can see that history is repeating itself here now. When it comes to Champions League football, sometimes history and head-to-head do work. Because same scenario manifested last season, in which Arsenal came up against Real Madrid. Nearly the whole world wrote Arsenal off. Yeah, saying that Champions League is Real Madrid's birthright. That for that, they are going to defeat Arsenal. But later, we also saw how the game went. And Arsenal defeated Real Madrid. Home and away. And they also defeated them at the Santiago Bernabeu. Despite the fact that Real Madrid are the champions of the Champions League, in the sense that they have the most Champions League trophy. But when it comes to their head-to-head against Arsenal, they have never defeated Arsenal. Yeah. So you can see that history repeated itself between Arsenal and Real Madrid last season. So you can see that same scenario have also manifested between Atletico and Barcelona, because Barcelona have never defeated Atletico when it comes to Champions League. Well, those of you who were criticizing me for saying that Atletico are going to qualify, well, you are not only to be blamed. Why? Because maybe some of you are beginners. Some of you just started watching football a few years away, or maybe 5 or 6 years ago. That's why some of you started watching football. Maybe that's why you guys doesn't know this history I'm quoting, because I gave you guys accurate breakdown, accurate analysis that these two teams, Barcelona and Atletico, they have met severally in the quarterfinal. That this is the third time that they are meeting the quarterfinal. And in their previous meeting, meaning in their two previous meetings, in the 2014 and the 2016 respectively, Atletico defeated Barcelona in the quarter. So you can see that this is the third time that they are meeting the quarter, and Atletico have already defeated them 2-0 at the Camp Nou. And this time around, it's happening in a bigger way, in the sense that Atletico didn't just defeat them, but rather Atletico broke a record that Barcelona have been keeping for close to 20 or 19 years. Because if you look at it, you will discover that Atletico have never defeated Barcelona in the Camp Nou for close to 20 years or 19 years thereabouts. Yeah. But it was the defeat Barcelona suffered against Atletico yesterday at the Camp Nou. That was when Atletico broke that record. Yeah. And like I said before, if you look at the two previous years in which Atletico won Barcelona, in the year 2014 and the year 2016, Atletico were not in good shape. Atletico were not totally in good shape. They were not totally in good form. Because if you look at Atletico league performances, after those 2 years they won Barcelona in the league, they were not totally in good shape. Because in the year 2016, it was Barcelona that won the La Liga. Atletico were not on top of the La Liga table. But that same season, when they came to the Champions League, you will discover that Atletico kicked Barcelona out. Despite the fact that Barcelona defeated them in the league. But in the Champions League, they kicked Barcelona out. They knocked Barcelona out. So you can see that Champions League football has its own energy. It's different from the league matches. So you can see that record will work sometimes. It is a good record that Arsenal had against Real Madrid last season. That's how they crushed Real Madrid out. Same also goes to Atletico. They are about crushing Barcelona out now because they have defeated them 2-0 in the Camp Nou. So Atletico have a good chance of qualifying. Well, some fans of football, and especially some Barcelona fans, are still optimistic that in the second leg, Barcelona are going to turn the result. Well, it's possible. It's football, and that's your opinion. I don't criticize your opinion. Like I said before, from the very beginning, Barcelona are out. Yeah, that's my opinion. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.